It was raining in Pasadena, Texas, on Halloween night 1974, but local children stormed the street regardless, attracted by the promise of candies and chocolates held behind decorated doors. Among those trick or treating were 8 years old Timothy O'Brien and his 5-year-old sister Elizabeth, accompanied by their optician father, Ronald Clark O'Brien. The family were from nearby Deer Park but had arranged to join a friend from church, Jim Bates, and his two young children in their more affluent neighborhood. The group approached the darkened house and knocked. When no one answered, the impatient children moved on, and Jim Bates moved along with them. A short time later, Ronald O'Brien, who had hung back at the darkened home, caught up with them. His hands were stuffed with 5 giant 20-inch pixie sticks, a colorful powdered sweet that comes packed in paper straw. He said someone finally opened the door and handed those to him for the kids. He gave each of the kids one pixie stick and then gave the fifth to a boy he recognized from church. Not long after this, it started to rain, so they called it a night and returned home. Back at home, later that evening, Timothy asked to eat one final candy from his stash before he went to bed. He chose the pixie stick. Timothy ate a little of the sugary powder, but said it tasted bitter. His dad gave him some Kool-Aid to wash it down with before sending him to bed. Within minutes of solving, Timothy was vomiting and convulsing. Ronald called an ambulance, but the boy died on the route to the hospital. Believing they were dealing with tainted candy, local parents were bringing all of their children's candy into the police station. An autopsy on Timothy revealed he had been poisoned with potassium cyanide, a chemical used in gold mining and jewelry making that looks similar to sugar and is lethal when ingested, even in small doses. The lab determined that someone had cut off the tops of pixie sticks and filled about 2 inches worth of poison in each candy. Then they resealed the top with heavy duty staples. The man who lived at the darkened house was arrested and taken into custody after being identified by Robert O'Brien as the man who gave him pixie sticks. It was quickly learned that the owner of the home was an air traffic controller, and he had not gotten home until 11 p.m. on Halloween night. He had over 200 people that could verify his alibi. Detectives turned their attention to his accuser, Ronald Clark O'Brien, who had already raised some suspicions. He seemed too cool, calm, and collected for a parent who had just lost a child. Then, detectives received a phone call from an insurance agent. The caller reported that Ronald had taken out life insurance policies on Timothy and Elizabeth just weeks before Halloween. The day after Halloween, when his son died, O'Brien called the insurance company asking for his money. The police soon discovered that the O'Briens were in a lot of financial debt, over $100,000. But at the same time, he had been telling co-workers at Texas State Optical that he was about to come into a large sum of money. In January 1974, two policies were taken out on children for $10,000. Then, a month before Halloween, he took out $20,000 additional on each child, and days before Timothy died, another $20,000 policy was taken out on the children. That would be a total of $50,000 on each child, or $100,000 if they both ate the candy. O'Brien was not most stable of men. In 10 years, he had held over 21 jobs, and all his co-workers thought he was about to be fired from his current job. Police obtained a search warrant for his home, and the investigators found pieces of pixie stick along with a pocket knife that had traces of plastic and candy on the blade. Ronald O'Brien was arrested on November 5, 1974, and charged with 1 count of murder and 4 of attempted murder. He pleaded not guilty, but the evidence, witness testimony in particular, was not in Ronald's favor. When talking with O'Brien's co-workers, one of them told police that O'Brien had asked them if just anyone could purchase potassium cyanide. He had questioned a professor at the community college where he was studying about the lethality of various poisons. A local witness came forward, saying O'Brien came into his workplace right before Halloween, a wholesale chemical store, asking to buy cyanide. O'Brien was told the smallest amount he could purchase was £5, so he left without buying. All were shocked that someone could kill their own son, their own flesh and blood, for a lousy $50,000 life insurance policy. It took the jury 46 minutes to convict Ronald O'Brien of murder and only 71 minutes to agree on the death sentence. In prison, inmates referred to O'Brien as the Candyman, and not in a good way. As a child killer, O'Brien was one of the lowest in the social hierarchy of prison. He appealed his case several times, going as far as the Supreme Court, but all appeals were rejected. Ronald Clark O'Brien died by lethal injection in March 1984. A parent is supposed to give his child as good a life as he possibly can, but O'Brien was not a parent. He was a monster.